There's a heart that won't heal, 'cause it doesn't know how to feel anymore. There's a heart that won't mend, because it's been broken too many times before.
Season 4, Club Grief. How is your heart? Is it mending? Is it healing? Is it still broken? Cracked? Let's talk about it. Okay, here we are. Season 4, 2025. How is your heart? Well, at the very beginning of this episode 1 of Season 4, you heard me sing a song, a piece of a song, an idea that came to me one day, thinking about where my heart is now on my grief journey. And that was me just singing it, if you will, into my Apple iPhone. Yes, I have an Apple iPhone. I have an Apple iPad. I'm recording this on an Apple iMac through my Apple Logic Pro X software. I have an Apple Watch, and you might be thinking, is this a commercial for Apple? No. I use their Apple products because they work for me. They're not a sponsor of the show. One thing I really don't care for is when I'm listening to a podcast and I'm listening to it, I'm liking it, I'm feeling something, and then all of a sudden a commercial out of nowhere about a casino or a drink or a trip or anything that kind of interrupts the flow. So no, we don't do commercials here. But I was thinking, in Club Grief, what would sponsor the show? Apple? I'd love to have Apple sponsor the show. Could you imagine me going to Apple and saying, okay, so I have this podcast called Club Grief, and we talk about grief. So what do you think? You want to be a sponsor? And I kind of smile and go, well, how would that relate to Apple products? Somehow you could relate it because I use Apple products, but I don't think anybody would really sponsor this show. I mean, think about it. Who would sponsor a show about grief? Well, anyway, here we are. If you want to support me, you can go to Patreon. I've heard about that. I have my podcast on Patreon. It's a place where you can support podcasters like myself who don't have commercials. So anyway, I know I'm a little off topic, but I was just thinking about that. And so I recorded that as I record many, many things on my iPhone. And then I usually turn them into songs, or they just sit there with ideas. So I want to share something from my heart with you that I recorded. So that's why I started this episode 1 of Season 4 with that song, A Heart That Won't Mend, a heart that won't heal. And that's how I'm feeling right now. How are you feeling? How is your heart? I spoke to a woman one time and she says, you're not broken, Glenn, you're wounded. And I go, yeah, I could see I'm wounded, but I'm wounded beyond healing. When you have a wound, it's a deep wound, a deep cut, a deep hurt. It heals, but there's always a scar. So there's a scar on my heart. Yes, that could be part of the song, a scar on my heart. And I feel that because after being with my wife together for 30 years, ups and downs and everything else that came with it, I still to this day miss her. I miss her so, so much. I miss everything about her. Her smile, her laugh. I have dreams about her. And I had one I want to share with you. It's hard because saying the words is difficult. And I'm sure maybe you feel the same way. Saying words is difficult. Think about the words you have to say about losing someone that meant so much to you. And I had a dream and I was in my car and it was kind of bizarre. It's kind of Beverly Hills and there's like all this strange stuff going on. Look, I'm weird. I get it. I have strange dreams. I have weird dreams. And she was sitting in the car next to me. And she looked at me and I looked at her And she said, "Why are you so sad?" And I said to her, "Because I can't tell you how sorry I am. I'll never be able to tell you how sorry I am for the mistakes I've made and the regrets." And she just got out of the car and she left. And you might feel the same way. You might be feeling, I can't say I'm sorry for what I've done, the mistakes I've made, the wrongs I've made, and regrets I have. All you can do is live with it. And to me, that's like the hardest thing. Living with not being able to say I'm sorry once again. I wanted to say I love you again, but saying I'm sorry is even harder. So I'm just going to make this a short podcast episode so you can go on to doing what you do or listening to someone else on a podcast. And if you want to know more about my songs and the way I express myself, you can go to Apple Music, Spotify, Amazon Music, Deezer, anything, and find Glenn Darby. That's me, your host here. Glenn, G-L-E-N-N, Darby, D-A-R-B-Y. And I have a lot of songs about all kinds of emotions. You want to check it out, check it out. You can support me there if you want to. I'd appreciate that. So again, thanks for listening. This is now season 4 in Club Grief. And if you hear a little dog in the background, that's George, my emotional support animal. He's really special and he's been there for me. So if you hear a dog barking, that's him. Or if you hear someone snoring, that's George. Anyway, listen, take care. Know you're not alone in your grief journey, and be safe, be well. We'll see you next time right here on Club Grief.